Hello to all my friends out there. Hi, you guys. Well, I had a lot of food left over because I had the chicken breast. I have the hamburger with bacon. I had potatoes. So, and then I had made homemade granola. So for the second meal, that is what I felt like eating. And so tonight, I want to talk to you guys about $16.91 worth of food and beauty products, and I saved $98.81. This is a good example of how expensive things are getting. And so after I did this, and I saw I saved $98.81, I said, wow, I'm a super shopper. So once we start moving from mindless consumers to super shoppers, that is when we can live better and save money. So the first thing I found was they had these are, some of these I ate. I also ate cheese. I bought 4 of these Land of Lake butters. This is the one, there's very little left. I was eating in my car again. I bought these for 97 cents. Actually, I eat quite a bit of cheese. I like to make macaroni and cheese, grilled cheese sandwiches. This is cheddar cheese. And I looked on the back here to check out cultured pasteurized milk and skim milk and buttermilk. And then, you know, it has some, it says contains milk. So this is really good cheese. So I like to stay kind of close to a carnivore diet, but I eat cheese. Grilled cheese enchiladas, cheese and crackers, and cheese and peanut butter with soup. Quiche, meat, vegetable, and cheese. I make the best quiches. I make a pie crust, and I poke holes in it, and I bake it 350 halfway. Then I layer meat, vegetables, and cheese, and I pour 1 cup evaporated milk. I mix that with 2 eggs, 1 cup to 2 eggs. And then I pour that on, and I make sure all the vegetables are coated, 350, and that gives you really good quiche. Bean and cheese burritos, meat and cheese sandwiches, and chili cheese. So if you have cheese, you're not going to starve. So these cheeses are $8.99. They're sliced cheese. And then I bought this. This is also sliced cheese. Garcia Cuero. This is, I think this is a product of Spain. So imported cheese. So I saw this for $1.27. So I got 5 cheeses. These aren't too expensive. These are 5 ounces, 5.3 ounces. So that is 2 pounds. So 5 ounces out of 16 would be about 1/3 pound. 2 1/3 pounds of cheese. Then this was crazy. Okay, so you know I've been doing the Augustus Caesar diet, and I want to talk to you guys about that. So they had, I have heard of these. These are seaweed snacks. So they had 3 of these, and they had only 3. And I thought, oh, this is going to taste good with my Augustus Caesar diet. And these are very expensive. These are $13.98 each. So these would be $14 each. So I got this out, and I thought, I'm going to eat this now. Oh, no, I ate 1 or 2 of them. Here they are. They're fishy. I don't love them, but that's okay. I eat everything. I'll eat it. So I got 3 of those. 97 97 cents. These are spicy ones. 97 cents for the seaweed snacks. I try to make myself eat a small portion of fish each day for the amino acids. But what I went for is I have been watching bodybuilding after bodybuilding. And so I bought these green beans for $3.49 and I got $1 off. So is this a pound? 12 ounces. I think I'm just going to maybe steam them. So that's what I went for. So that was all the food I bought. But that was a good deal for sure on the cheese. I'm glad I got that. If I don't eat, I will freeze it. You know, the chicken breasts and the hamburger, that went straight into the freezer. How I fit it, I don't know. I jammed it in there, that's how. And then I got 3 little very fabulous deals. I got these 2. One was a lotion and one was a cleanser for $1.99. This kind of stuff is so outrageously expensive, but I got it for $1.99. I thought I'll try it, and if I like it, I'll buy some more, and I do. And then this is, I had seen this before. This is facial moisturizer. I got this at Grocery Outlet for $1.99, and these sell regularly for $31.75 because I used to work in the mall. So I tried this and I said, I'll see if it stings my face, and if it does, I'll just use it on my arms. But it didn't. So these were the fabulous deals I got. And so still, that is a fabulous deal for $16.91. And then I saved $89.81. So that was a pretty fabulous deal. That was about $115 worth of stuff. So that is going to help me. And so the budget has started. Today was a no spend, but you can see I spent $16. Tomorrow's a spend, so I'll just switch them. Unless I need something, I will then buy it. All right, I want to talk to you. This is kind of important. The anti-aging meal. Seafood. So this is why I go to the gym. I do like the people. No aging diet. Seafood 7 times per week. Sardines, of those 7 times, sardines are 4 times. Salmon once. Non-vertebrate seafood 1 time. Any other fish 1 time. So that's not too hard. That would be 1 time tuna and 1 time salmons, and then 1 time something else. Calf liver once a week. I don't do this every day, but I see why I should. It's not killing me to eat a couple sardines. Once or twice beets, beet juice, or borscht. Once or twice side dish of lentils, peas, lima beans, or soybeans. So a lot of things that happen to people are nutritional. You go to the doctor and all they can do is give you medication or operations. Each day, asparagus, radishes, onions, scallions. You know, they were saying that wild onions kept the people from getting scurvy. Mushrooms, spinach, cauliflower, and celery. A strong therapeutic vitamin. I just take these Walmart vitamins. I just checked to make sure they had 100% of all the vitamins and minerals you need. 2 glasses of milk. So if I want to eat cheese instead of glasses of milk, I mean, where does cheese come from? It is milk. I do drink a lot of milk. A glass of fruit or vegetable juice. They say 1 orange will keep you from getting scurvy. And 4 glasses of water. So you guys, somebody said they couldn't see it good, so I wrote it for you in the big notebook. So when you're shopping, when you're doing your super shopping, what you want to do is when you see something on this list, you want to pick it up so you have good nutritious food to keep you keep your brain going, your heart going. I wanted to get the green beans because I noticed that the bodybuilders, I watch their shopping and they throw bags of vegetables. So the one I was watching, he has a huge portion of meat, vegetables, and fruit. Some of them have meat, vegetables, and rice. I have, you know, if you stick with something, things start to occur to you. And so I'm watching the bodybuilders, and what the old-time bodybuilders do is they be on very low carb, fat diets, and then every third day they would eat spaghetti or something like that. And I thought, yeah, the problem is not the carbs. It's too many carbs every single day and too often. So I'm working on that. Okay, so then, you know, I'm trying to get these sardines 4 times a week, and I'm not loving it. I'm not. But that is okay. The Augustus, so then I find the Augustus Caesar diet, rustic bread with pine nuts. I said, I am going to find a bread that's cheap to make and easy to make, and I can just put some peanut butter on it. Cheese, and this was supposed to be small fishes, and I wrote small, I don't know where my magic marker is. It's supposed to be small fishes and cheese and figs. And then one of the bodybuilders, Rocky Ingram, small fishes, rice, and beans. So and then he has like oatmeal for breakfast or granola. So, and then one of them had the eggs and the cottage cheese. And I thought, I am not loving that combination, but eggs and regular cheese is okay. Okay, so now think about these high protein foods. Oatmeal, cottage cheese, chicken, black beans. So that goes back to the small fishes with rice. Now he mixes his all together and he gets the rice that's already cooked. I get the cans of like lentil, bean with bacon, because I'm not a big lover of beans. Tuna, pistachios, tofu, turkey, salmon, tempeh, Greek yogurt, lentils, milk, quinoa. I'm going to the healthy grains, almonds, and Parmesan cheese. And then I have the bread recipe for you guys that I wrote out so you guys could see it. This is all very, very important for being a super shopper too, because you're shopping around and you see the green beans and you go, why should I pay $3.50? I'll pay $2.50. All right, so that's that. What I have here is the healthy grains, oatmeal, quinoa, conscious, and barley. And then I have 3 carnivore meals that I like. Hamburgers and eggs. I got that one off a model. Bacon, egg, and cheese. That was like a carnivore sandwich with the bacon and the egg with the cheese instead of bread. Beef stew, beef and bone broth with some butter. And then I am making sure that I buy these squashes. Oh, and believe it or not, my seeds already sprouted out of the other ones, and I planted them yesterday. Okay, homemade yogurt, and then I have whey. Or you can make your own yogurt, or you can make your own whey and cottage cheese out of buttermilk. And then stocking up on butter, buttermilk, hamburger, bacon, and pork. So that's what I recently bought. And then, you know, today I basically stocked up on cheese. So this, let me give you a better shot of that. Just press pause or take a screenshot. All right. So I wanted to mention that because, okay, so I'm having the small fishes, the cheese, that's why I need cheese. And then I came up with fry bread, which was really good drinking. And then today I found a really good biscuit recipe, and here it is. These were really good. I already ate 2. I made half a batch. And when I'm eating these fishes, it helps if I have some kind of bread. The fry bread is expensive because you fry that in oil. This isn't the cheapest because you need butter and buttermilk. But once you start, like I bought the buttermilk on sale for $1.99. And then I bought the butter for $2.99. So here is the fry bread recipe. Get this, so you always have bread, no matter what. Then, you know, bread is getting expensive, and maybe we don't want to eat cheap bread. I just mix all the dry ingredients, and then I mix the wet ingredients. On this, I cut the butter in with a pastry cutter. In this, when the bread, I mix up the bread, I can use whey, I can use buttermilk, I can use water, and then I make a soft dough, and I roll it in a little oil, and I cover it and let it set for 20 minutes, and I fry it. And then these are actually faster. So this is really going to help me. So now I want to talk to you about cheese. Okay, I noticed these are 2.5 ounces, and that is not a serving. That's not a proper serving. That's why a lot of times you'll see bodybuilders make a sandwich with 2 of these, with lettuce, tomato, you know. Where did I write this? 2.5 is not considered a serving size. It's 3 to 4 ounces. So you could say, oh, it's only a ½ ounce off, or you could say 2 of them is only 1 ounce more. It depends what else you're eating. Like if you have these good biscuits, what I do with these, which isn't my favorite, when I'm eating the fishes, sometimes I make an omelet, and then I'll put like a 3rd package of this in it. I wasn't real crazy about the spinach. Like Rocky Ingram, he has rice. No, it was spinach and eggs. It's not, I have to retrain my palate. So here's the sardines. And then these are the mussels. You can put these in some linguine, or, you know, you could just eat them. So these are in the stockpile. Of all of them, the herring is a complete serving, and it's the same price. And then you can make some potato soup and put some oysters in it. So can you see how, like, over time, you're a senior, you're eating your nuts, you need some fish and some nuts, how you're going to be nice and healthy. And then the weight training is good for the stem cells. Okay, so now we're thinking, I don't know what we're thinking, but I'm thinking the biggest, some of the biggest things we don't have to worry about, but it is a good idea to be prepared. A power outage, so we need water and heat. And then if the climate gets even 2 degrees cooler or hotter, that affects the crops. Volcanoes also affect the temperature, big volcanoes. And then we're thinking about the things that can really kill us, aside from war, is disease like smallpox. We'll go into that in a minute. Okay, one of the things that is really going to help us Americans, okay, we need labor. So like the agricultural society was farmers that grew the food. And then when there was excess food, then they were able to urbanize. So urbanization always depends on excess. You have to have enough excess to feed these populations. So this is what we're seeing in China. Okay, they had cheap labor for the longest time, and now it's not as cheap. India is cheaper. And then capital. So then they started getting money, the populations as well as the government, kinda. And this is only a 20 years old, this has been going on. So it's a fragile economy. But the thing that is most important is ideas, original ideas. So I thought, that is so important. Every single day I'm going to be trying to do a little critical thinking and come up with some ideas that's going to give me a better way of life and protect my future. Like my cheese buying, like my biscuit making, and watching my nutrition to keep my body healthy so I don't die. So there's labor, there's capital, and so, you know, you have manufacturing, and then there's the countries with the money to buy the stuff. But the ideas, the original ideas, now this is where it's a possibility that because the Chinese have only been at this growth for 20 years, they might be lagging a little bit in the science, the original thinking. One of the countries that's very, very advanced is the United Kingdom in science and thinking. And then, you know, there's tech, and we have our president who's trying to get us our rare earth minerals. And so we're trying to come up with these ideas, original ideas. I mean, just when you're trying to come up with the ideas, then one feeds on the other. Just like I had the life extension, I had the Caesar Augustus, I had Rocky Ingram, I had lady bodybuilders. Okay, and another major factor is life extension. Okay, the Chinese too are trying to come up with pharmaceuticals that they can produce. And that's not too far, but we have to stay healthy until they get there. Okay, so one of the things that's killed populations is scurvy and lack of vitamin C. So citrus fruit, tomatoes, tomato juice, and potatoes. And then they would gather wild onions, and they would put those in the food. Now, let's think about one of the things that's really going to kill us, and this goes back to urbanization, right, is disease. And so just looking historically, one of the most dangerous thing is fecal material. Well, we don't have that these days. Is it possible that anybody touches your food or drink who has not washed their hands after they went to the bathroom? Or that it works its way into the water? That's why I drink bottled water. So we want to be thinking, okay, how about my biscuits? The only person who touched those is me. So I worked in a bakery, and I can't tell you how many people's hands touch those cookies before you bought them. A lot. Okay, so we're thinking about any kind of filthy contamination, and we're going to try to rid ourselves, like keep all even your dish soap, your dish detergent in cupboards is safer. Okay, and sharing air, like vents. So if you live in a better area, hopefully it's a cleaner area. And one of the worst things is fleas and mosquitoes. I felt so sorry. Yesterday, one of the ladies lost her 12-year-old dog. I hope she finds it. So fleas and rats being the worst. And then just like nasty insects like roaches, spiders can be very dangerous. Mosquitoes, they're saying like when there's heavy rain, then, you know, all kinds of insects, brown spiders. So we want to have some bug spray. Okay, I had to buy more poison dust for my garden, but you want to have rat poison around in case you get a rat. Like I've had a couple rats. I hate to be heartless, but I don't want any rats outside my yard either. So we need bug spray at all times, plant dust and rat poison. And then we have to worry about venereal disease. People act like it's gone. It's not gone. It's not good. You don't, everything you don't pick up, you don't have to get well from. So, venereal disease. So then, disease, a lot of disease is person to person, you know, close personal contact, like venereal disease contact. And beds. Some of the worst things. Like one time I lived in this rat hole, and the neighbor, of course, my hair customer, lucky I didn't know it when I was cutting his hair, got the bed bugs, and they brought in a bed bug sniffing black French poodle. I thought, how do I know that darn dog hasn't picked up the bed bugs? But like they kind of forced me, so he came in and he sniffed around. I go, am I clean? And they go, yeah. That place drove me nuts. You know, when things get bad, historically, when people came in with the trade from other places, that's when the disease hit. And another thing is some people don't have the resistance to disease that others do. Okay, that's on that. So it's worth thinking about saying, I'm going to make sure that I keep, you know, myself safe from all that kind of stuff. So you guys have heard about the Chinese trying to pirate the luxury goods, and they're really causing trouble. But I have my doubts about this because I sell dupes and knockoffs, but I want to tell you, I found out there are fake Michael Kors purses. So I bought this Michael Kors purse, and I thought, I hate to say this, it looks nice, but I think it's a fake. It does have serial numbers, but what I cannot find on this purse is it says nowhere genuine leather. So that makes me think it's a nice purse. And also the little bullets here, they look nice, but I'm not 100% sure on those. And then a lot of times these flaps here, there's no writing on this thing. So, you never think about China ripping off. These are the kind of purses you might buy it. They sell these, I think, in Walmart. So you have to be careful. Now, I got that very cheap at the thrift store, but I can't be listing it on eBay as an authentic Michael. I mean, I could still sell it, but when I bought it, it really never entered my mind, but it will from now on. So if I was going to buy that purse to sell, which I'm not, I'm just going to use it, I wouldn't buy it because I can't authenticate it easily. So I don't want some girl getting hysterical. I think it's a knockoff. So one got past me, you guys. Okay, I will see you tomorrow. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And God bless you all. Bye.